Alright, so this little boy was born to a 16-year-old mother, and his father was an ex-convict, so his father wasn't there when he was younger, so he kind of had a difficult time in his childhood. He was born in a poor town called Akron, Ohio, and he was not expected to succeed at all. However, this did not stop him. He worked hard, and he had a dream of one day making it to the NBA. This is him in high school. His coach, Frankie Walker, was kind of his father figure and took him in and kind of helped him out with his schooling and his athletics. And he traveled throughout the country with this coach, and he kind of taught him life lessons and stuff. And he was able to win 3 state championships with his hard work. This is him today, and he's known as LeBron James. He, in my eyes, is considered the GOAT, which is called the greatest of all time. He's made $153 million. He just signed a contract of $153 million for 4 years with the Lakers, which is a massive amount of money. And he's estimated to get $1 billion with Nike over his career of his life with a lifetime deal. Now this brings up the question, should professional athletes make millions every year? Because this is a lot of money that is coming in to these athletes every year. And this business is rising, and so we can all agree that this business isn't slowing down anytime soon. Other professional athletes like Ronaldo is earning $340 million over the next 4 years, and Roger Federer is earning $260 million over the next 4 years, which is a massive amount of money. So this industry is not slowing down anytime soon. So this brings up the first argument: are athletes paid way too much? As you can see here, we've got a soldier and a firefighter, and these 2 individuals are risking their lives daily and weekly to perform their jobs, which for professional athletes is kind of unfair because they're just entertaining others while these individuals are risking their lives and are making a fraction of the amount of money that these professional athletes are earning. So as we can see from this table here that I made, it's professional athletes are making an average of $2.1 million a year. Soldiers are earning $22,000, lawyers are earning $118,000, and doctors are $196,000. So even some of the highest paid professions, doctors, on average earn even a fraction of what professional athletes are making, which is like kind of insane. As you can see, this individual right here, he hasn't even breaking a sweat on the court. He hasn't even gotten into play, and he's probably making $1 million a year at least, which you could say, like, how is that fair? Like, he's not really putting in any work. He's just sitting on the bench while other players are in there working hard. And then you have doctors like that are working daily to save lives, and they're making a fraction of that amount of money. And you're like, well, how's that fair? This guy's sitting on the bench making it like $1 million while this doctor's saving lives, and he's making a fraction of the amount of money. This is a picture of what the world would look like if we didn't have doctors, lawyers, soldiers, all those important occupations and individuals. Our world would be chaos if we didn't have these different occupations, these necessary occupations where, as these athletes are just entertaining us, if we didn't have those athletes in our life, it wouldn't make a difference. We just wouldn't be entertained in a certain way. We could find other ways to be entertained and stuff. The second argument is athletes deserve what they earn. Just like any business, whoever's kind of bringing in the revenue of the business should be making that money, and that's the athletes. They're the ones that are bringing in the fans and other individuals, and so therefore they should be making that money. I mean, they're bringing in all these different people to come watch their games, and they're only receiving 50% of the whole business and revenue of which they earn, which some people say is unfair. They say that they should receive more than 50% of the money because the coaches and the owners are earning the other 50%. They're saying, well, these athletes are bringing in that money. Why aren't they earning more? So that's kind of another perspective and argument. This is an athlete that was injured, and one aspect of the argument that they should be paid the amount is that they're risking their lives. They're any moment in any play they could be injured and their health, they couldn't be able to walk again, which is a huge risk. And so that's one aspect of the argument. As you can see here, this is LeBron James again. He's in just kind of a meeting or whatever, and they kind of consume their whole lives around this sport they're doing. And so that's kind of another aspect, that they're literally, some people just think they go out on the court and they just play and they're like, oh, and they receive all these millions of dollars. But really, their whole lives are surrounded by this, and they're risking their family time, their life, and all that they do just for the sport and this income that they're receiving. Now, this is kind of another perspective, is that many athletes, 78% of players in the NFL after 5 to 10 years become bankrupt, and 60% of NBA players, of professional athletes, after 5 to 10 years become bankrupt, which is, you think, wow, that's a huge amount of money, but you also have to put into perspective that these athletes are probably playing for 2 to 3 years, and they'll probably make $1 million to $2 million of money, and then they go out and spend it all and they're bankrupt. So I think that as a people, we need to have a compromise that professional athletes need to have more financial responsibility, and that we need to have individuals teach them not to just go out and spend their money, and even if they're making these millions of dollars of money, they need to be responsible and take care of and make a better impact on the community. Thanks.